how to revive discarded withered potted plants. Today, while strolling along the sidewalk, I happened to see several discarded orchid pots because the plants were wilting and weakened due to improper and inconsistent care. Many people think the plants are completely ruined and throw them away, but for orchid growers, you can't conclude they're dead without a thorough examination. Here, you can see the flower stalks are dry and withered, the roots are almost gone and the leaves are wrinkled and severely weakened. And luckily I found one plant that still had hope. Although the leaves were shriveled and the stem weakened, the base hadn't completely rotted, and there was still a chance of recovery. Plants like this, if treated correctly and gradually revived, can still come back to life very healthily. Right now, I will take the tree back to the garden, treat it, replant it, and care for it properly to help it recover quickly. In the next section, we will inspect the orchid to accurately assess the extent of damage and its chances of recovery. First, observe the withered leaves. Many bacteria and pathogens have accumulated inside these weakened leaves. The plant has experienced prolonged wilting and drooping, indicating inadequate previous care. You can see that the root system has been poorly cared for. Many roots are damaged, dry, or dead, and their ability to absorb water and nutrients is almost non-existent. Furthermore, the growing medium is severely dry, lacking water and nutrients, causing the plant to weaken further. Now, we will begin the treatment and recovery process to restore the plant to a stable growth state. Next, we will use pruning shears. All damaged, dry, shriveled, or rotten roots must be completely removed to eliminate any remaining fungal and bacterial pathogens. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. After treating the roots, I will remove all moss and decaying, excessively dirty, or diseased growing medium. These materials are no longer able to nourish the plant. Keeping them will weaken it more quickly. Next, you can see that the flower stalk has shriveled, dried out, and is no longer able to grow. Therefore, it's necessary to remove all the withered stalks. After removing the flower stalks, we'll move on to detailed treatment of areas prone to disease. I will remove any old roots, yellowed leaves, and dry leaves remaining in the leaf axils. These are breeding grounds for bacteria and fungi. If not thoroughly cleaned, pathogens will invade quickly and further weaken the plant. Next, take the plant out to clean the entire plant. I will take a clean container and then add 2 liters of clean filtered water. Then, place all the wilting orchids into the water and soak them directly in the pot. At this step, I will use a small cup to gently weigh down the orchids so they are completely submerged, ensuring even contact with the leaves, roots, and growing medium. We soak them for about 1 hour. The purpose is to awaken the entire root system and cells of the orchid, helping them absorb water again, regain moisture quickly, and make the leaves and roots noticeably brighter, preparing them well for the next recovery steps. Next, we use aloe vera as a nutrient for orchids. Aloe vera contains a large amount of natural nutrient gel, rich in vitamin C, vitamin E, and many essential minerals. I will slice the aloe vera into thin, small pieces so that when used, the aloe vera gel will easily be released, maximizing the release of nutrients. Besides English, we now have voiceovers in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on the settings gear icon to select the appropriate audio language. Thus, the aloe vera has been completely cut into small pieces, ready for use in the next steps of caring for and restoring the orchid plant. Next, I will prepare a clean container and put all the chopped aloe vera inside. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Next, I will add about 500 milliliters of clean filtered water. Then, use a blender to blend all the aloe vera thoroughly, helping to release the maximum amount of nutrients inside. Once the aloe vera is blended smoothly, we proceed to filter it. Next, I will take a clean container and then filter out all the sediment from the freshly blended aloe vera juice. After filtering, we will obtain a jar of pure, very clear and clean aloe vera juice. This is a nutrient-rich aloe vera solution, extremely good for the recovery, root nourishment, and growth stimulation of orchid plants. Next, we'll use sugar. You can use white sugar, brown sugar, or molasses. Any type will do. The amount is 1/3 teaspoon, no need for more. Sugar provides quick energy, helps retain moisture, and stimulates the roots and cells of the orchid to revive. After adding the sugar, I'll add 500 milliliters of clean filtered water, so then stir well until the sugar is completely dissolved and mixed with the aloe vera juice. This creates a complete nutrient solution that helps the orchid recover quickly, become fresh again, and stimulates root growth. Next, after about an hour of soaking, we will remove the orchid from the pot. At this point, the leaves and roots have absorbed enough water and the tissues are beginning to recover. After removing the plant, I proceed to wash and clean the entire plant, especially the leaves that still have dust, moss, and dirt clinging to the crevices and leaf axils. This cleaning helps remove any remaining pathogens, fungi, and bacteria, creating conditions for the plant to breathe better and become healthier. The tree is now ready for further care and recovery. For the next step, I used a solution of aloe vera and sugar water that had been thoroughly mixed. Then, I scooped out a sufficient amount of the nutrient solution in a cup. Next, I soaked a soft cotton ball in this solution. Now, I took the orchid out for care. It was clear that the orchid's leaves had revived, looked fuller, and were recovering very well. I began wiping the leaves with the soft cotton balls soaked in the nutrient solution. The top surface of the leaves was completely cleaned of dust and dirt. The underside of the leaves was freed from mold and bacteria that had accumulated over time, and the stomata were opened, allowing the plant to absorb nutrients directly through the leaf surface and grooves. After wiping the orchid, leaves were clean, airy, and free of buildup, and its photosynthetic capacity was significantly improved. As a result, the orchid recovered very quickly, regained its vitality, and was ready to enter the next growth phase. Thus, we have completed the leaf wiping process for the orchid correctly and effectively. In the next step, I prepared a clean container, then placed the entire orchid plant inside, ensuring the roots and base were neatly positioned. Next, I poured the prepared nutrient solution, a mixture of aloe vera and sugar water, into the container. I poured the solution slowly until the roots and base were completely submerged. This allowed the roots to be directly immersed in the nutrient solution, ensuring optimal absorption. The soaking time was approximately 30 minutes, sufficient for the nutrients to penetrate deep into the root cells, stimulating strong root absorption and nutrient pumping from the base up the stem and leaves. After soaking for 30 minutes, I removed the orchid from the nutrient solution. At this point, the plant had been soaked for the sufficient time, and the nutrients had deeply penetrated the roots and tissue. You can clearly see that the root tips are starting to turn bright white and gradually green, with new, healthy roots emerging. This is a sign that the root system has been awakened and is actively seeking nutrients. The nutrient solution has been evenly absorbed into the roots, activating the absorption and transport process from the roots to the stem and leaves. In this state, the orchid enters a period of strong recovery and growth with significantly improved nutrient absorption. Next, we proceed to replant the orchid. The growing medium I'm using here is shredded pine bark, and it's important to note that the medium has been thoroughly disinfected before planting. The orchid, after the treatment and recovery process, is very healthy, so I chose a pot with many drainage holes to ensure good aeration and prevent root rot. First, I put a layer of pine bark at the bottom of the pot, then place the orchid in the center, keeping the stem upright and balanced. Next, I'd add more pine bark around the base, pressing it evenly to secure the roots while ensuring maximum aeration. Planting using this method allows the orchid's roots to breathe well, grow quickly, and the pine bark medium is durable, clean, and environmentally friendly. Once the medium is in place, I gently tap around the rim of the pot to ensure the medium hugs the roots, helping the plant stand firmly without damaging them. Finally, I cover the surface of the pot with a thin layer of dried moss. This layer of moss helps maintain stable moisture levels, supports the development of young roots, and helps the orchid adapt quickly to its new environment. Thus, the orchid pot is now fully planted. The plant is stable in the growing medium. I'm ready to move on to the next stage of care to thrive and bloom on schedule. Next, I prepare a spray bottle, fill it with completely clean filtered water, then close the lid and begin misting the orchid. Spraying directly onto the leaves helps maintain surface moisture, supporting the plant's rapid stabilization after planting. With this care method, I spray with clean filtered water every 3 days, spraying the leaves and lightly misting the growing medium to maintain the necessary moisture for the plant. Then, I water the base and roots directly with clean filtered water, ensuring the orchid roots are always sufficiently moist and don't dry out. Regarding nutrients and fertilizer, I apply them every 2 weeks, or twice a month. Each time, I spray both the leaves and water the base and roots, allowing the orchid to absorb nutrients evenly from top to bottom. Following this proper care schedule, the orchid will grow steadily, recover quickly, have a strong root system, vibrant leaves, and be ready for the next vigorous growth phase. After planting the orchid, I will move it to the stabilization phase. During this phase, the plant is moved to the garden or placed in a shady, well-ventilated location with soft, diffused light to allow for photosynthesis and recovery. Thus, after 28 days, you can clearly see the recovery results of the orchid. The plant has gradually recovered, the leaves are fuller, fresher, and the green color is spreading evenly, showing that the cells have resumed activity and the plant's vitality has improved significantly. Next, let's observe the root system. The plant has grown many new roots, developing strongly and extending beyond the rim of the pot, proving that the root system is healthy and its ability to absorb nutrients has recovered well. When the roots spread evenly in the pot, the orchid will recover very quickly. With continued proper care, the leaves will heal completely, become flat again, and the plant will enter a stable growth phase. Proper fertilizer rotation will help the plant gradually become greener and healthier each day. As you can see, with perseverance and proper care, orchids that were thought to be beyond repair have now completely revived. We will continue to care for the plant by making a fertilizer from aloe vera and sugar, along with the orchid care routine in the garden, to maintain its health and ensure its long-term growth. After 2 months, our orchid is fully recovered. The leaves are noticeably green again, the shoots are growing vigorously, and the plant is healthy and stable. The leaves are smooth, dark green, glossy, and have clearly defined ridges, the hallmark of a healthy orchid. When we care for it with patience, dedication, and the right techniques, the orchid responds clearly. Both leaves and roots are developing strongly. The root system is thick, strong, and firmly anchored around the rim of the pot. In particular, a new flower stalk has emerged, signaling that the recovery phase is complete and is ready to grow and flower. The basal leaves developed more slowly, but by this point, most are stable, and with strong roots, the flower stalk will continue to develop. You can see the roots covering the rim of the pot, new roots constantly sprouting, and the plant has enough strength to nourish the flowers. Through this, I want to emphasize again, caring for orchids requires patience, the right procedures, and sufficient perseverance. Plants that seemed destined for the afterlife can be revived with proper care, sprouting abundant roots, lush green foliage covering the pot, and flowering year-round. With persistence and the right approach, success is sure to come.